My name is S&C Mally. I'm an artist from the Southeast area, DMV area. Life for me growing up in the Southeast DC area, I say it was good and it was bad. It was certain like struggles and stuff that I had to go through as a kid, but I feel as though it molded me to be the type of person that I am now. And being from that side, I feel as though like it prepared you for certain things. Like I be hip to certain things that most people not hip to. So I had good and bad times.
I'm in another lane, I'm getting to a check. Writing raps, been doing interviews, they wonder what's next.
For example, people that's not really for me. People that it was a scenario like years ago. I was like in the 7th grade, so it was somebody I thought was my close friend. Thought he was my dog, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm with him for whatever. So it was a situation where I got into it with these people in our class. So when there was a situation where I might have got jumped, I was like, all right, bro, you got me. That nigga was like, nah, son, I'm not with it. You get what I'm saying? But like, I'm with him with whatever. I'm with him with any situation he needed or anything. And that shit like that, it's just stuff like that. So I'm just hip to like, who to really call my friend and who really not for real, so.
Molly on the man with the plan, they say I got next. Flexing on my exes, cause I know them bitches mad now. Used to be so shy, but I bossed up on these motherfuckers.
My music influences, I kinda got a few. So it's from DMX, Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, Outkast, Rough Riders, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, just to name a few that I grew up listening to. The top 3 albums that I grew up listening to would be Rough Riders Volume 3, Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, Art of War, and what was that? It was that first Erykah Badu album, but I don't remember what it was called. Those 3.
Cruising around the city with my woes, you know how I go. Always on the mission, gotta get it, cause it's all we know. Vision steady mobbing, even though we on some grown shit.
I started my journey with music. So I don't got one of them stories like I was rapping since I was 9 and shit. That's not really my story. I say it more so started when I kind of got in high school, but it started with me doing poetry first. I used to do poetry a lot. And then once I got around my uncle and his friends, like they just used to rap like fearlessly. Like they'd see, it'd be like a full table full of people. And he and my friend Jamal would just rap. Like there ain't nobody right there, he'd just be in his zone. So it's like, I kind of picked it up from him a little bit, but I didn't really start doing it until like later, like my 12th grade year. So that's kind of how I started. I say what influenced my poetry was like around the time when my brother passed. So I was like real young when my brother passed, and I had to like write a poem for him at the little funeral and stuff. But once I got in the 8th grade, like I was in writing club, so that's what kind of made me do it like more. And I liked it how I could put different words together and like just, it was another way to me to express how I felt about things or express myself or who I was.
On my craft, because these niggas nowadays is just all ass. I'm in the class on my own, so who's fucking with me? I talk about struggles, they rapping about whips and chains. We ain't the same, so please never mention my name.
The message that I have for people is to just be who you are. Like, there's nothing wrong with just being you. You don't have to like pretend to be somebody that you're not, you know what I'm saying? And there's still people that's gonna accept you for who you are, whether you weird or whatever you want to like consider yourself. Like it's cool to just be you. And it's cool to just be different and not do the same thing that everybody else is doing. If I wasn't an artist, I think I'd still be doing something related to music, or it'd be something as far as like film or something like that. But one of the things I always picture myself doing, all right, this is a little funny, I always wanted to be a teacher, but I wanted to teach a kindergarten class, but I wanted to have the most turned up kindergarten class. Like, they running everything, they doing whatever they want to do, but teaching the youth, for real. I just feel as though it's good to pass like the knowledge that I do know now. I think that's good to pass it on to them while they that age, so they could grow up knowing things that we didn't get a chance to know. So that's why, and I'm good with kids, so. I would teach them life skills, financial literacy, how to grow things like different fruits and vegetables and food, mainly those type of things. It was some other stuff that I thought about, but at the moment, those like the top 3 for real. I feel as though they need to know that. Because if they could start early and even like with stocks and like credit, if they started to learn that stuff like on the early on, probably like not necessarily like in the kindergarten, but like just teaching them certain stuff as far as like entrepreneurship and stuff, like molding them to be able to like have a certain mindset, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, those things.